Hi, Catalina. Okay, we've switched colors now. That was yellow I was doing before. Now we're doing red. Again, you can see that the color is very faint. In my experience, you should see wet on the doll, but not an actual color to it. I always like to do the hands and the feet separate because I really like to get in there and make sure there's no paint pooling. If paint's going to pool, it's going to be between the fingers, between the toes. Let me make sure there's nothing here. Alright, and we'll just do this because she's got a lot of really in-depth. She's got one here and one here that are pretty deep. And then we'll go ahead and do our pouncing. Like so. And then we'll move on to the lower arm. Right. And make sure I cover the whole thing. That's what this light is for. Is it makes sure I can see exactly, since I don't see the color, it allow me to see that the whole area is covered. And then we'll pounce. Now sometimes I will do the entire limb and then pounce. Sometimes I always do the hands and feet separate though. Like I said, those are the ones that you really need to give a lot of attention to so that the color doesn't pool and so that you have a nice even coverage. Now we're going to do the upper arm, the bicep area. And we're going to get that. And you always also want to make sure that you're getting this area right here, the top, by the flange. Because you want that whole shoulder area to be nicely covered with paint. And one of the things that's great about this, because you're pouncing it to remove brush marks, you don't have to be so careful what direction you are putting the paint on. So if you're just like painting a picture, you don't usually want the paint lines to cross each other and go willy-nilly wherever. You want to paint like this for a while and then like this for a while. It cross hatches and it doesn't look right. So, but with the dolls, at this layer, we are doing, and this is the other girl. The last time I showed you the one girl. This time I'm showing you the second girl. Here she is. And on this one, because it's red, because red can be very intense, I usually start on the back of the head for red. Blue and yellow, not so bad. But I start either on the ear or the back of the head with red. And again, it's just because red is such an intense color that I don't want to take any chances. Because once you have put this red on, taking it off can be problematic. And I use different edges of my sponge. And these are just cosmetic sponges. You have no idea how much money I spend on cosmetic sponges. And one of the good things, like I said, you'll get some videos after I move into the texture layers, and then you'll see how the differences are. And they're just, like I said, the paint is thicker and it's applied differently. It's not applied with a paintbrush. And I hold it by the flange so I keep my oils off the skin. This is the kind of thing that I apply texture layers with. And that gives the baby an entirely different look on the top of the skin tone. Like I said, basically the wash layers set the skin tone, and I will keep going until she starts to darken really nicely. And then the texture layers they'll add more skin color, but the big thing they're going to add is definition and texture to it. So rather than look like this is put on the doll, it looks like, the skin. You're looking down and it's like layers and, like you're looking down through your skin. And that's the idea with these. With reborns, realism is the top of the line, most important thing. And if they don't look real, then they're not a reborn, in my opinion. Now, I know some people, I run into it, it confuses me. But I've had people say, well, I don't want it to look like a real baby. I want it to look like a doll. Well, I can't do that because it's not in me. I make reborns. I don't do just baby dolls. I do reborns. But that's... like some people, that's what they want. They want it to look like a doll. And other people want it, no flaws at all on it. No baby acne, no scratches, no, like a lot of babies have, little, flaws in their skin. Their skin is not even because they're babies. So they don't have the most even skin tone. And some reborn mommies want that skin tone, perfect peaches and cream, or perfect, darker skin, just that perfect, no flaws baby. And to be frank, I don't make those very well. I prefer to have babies that they look like babies to me. That's the whole thing, is I want them to look like real babies. And I used to be a photographer, and I've taken a lot of newborn pictures. And I have never seen a baby, a newborn baby, that had perfect skin without any flaws whatsoever. And a lot of parents would say, can you airbrush away these flaws? Can you airbrush away the modeling look of them? Or, where this is a little bit darker here than here. Can you just even it up so it looks, perfectly peaches and cream? Or whatever color we're doing? And the answer is yes. Yes, I can. If that's the way you want to remember your child, but okay. And back then, it wasn't like we could airbrush it on Paint Shop. Back then, you actually had to use an airbrush. But, yeah, she is coming around. Here is Twin A. And Twin A is on a different... I have two different... Oops, come on. I have two different, that's not going to work. There we go. I have two different places that I put the babies to dry. And I use bottle drying racks, actually. So, I have two different ones, so I keep these two separated. There you go. There is baby 1, A, and baby 2. Okay. Another 10-minute video. Again, I can only do these in like 10-minute increments because other than that, it takes forever to upload. But they're coming along.